for more on Christie's possible candidacy and on a new controversy involving declared candidate Rick Perry. We're joined now by political correspondent Jan Crawford in Washington. Jan, good evening to you.
Good evening, Russ.
Let's begin with Chris Christie. He has said time and time again, I'm not running for president. In fact, he said, I'm not ready to be president. But what are you hearing now?
Well, I mean, he's reconsidering because the Republican establishment and a lot of big-time donors are begging him to get in this race. They think they've got a real shot at beating President Obama if they've got the right candidate. They think Chris Christie is that candidate. So Christie was listening to them, and now he's talking to his advisors about what he would have to do to get in this race. And Russ, he would have to do a lot without much time to do it, since people will start voting in just over 3 months, in January. So that's why you're starting to see people being a little skeptical today about whether he can really pull this off that quickly. We're going to hear soon his plans, I'm told, this week. Okay, let's talk about Rick Perry. A story in the Washington Post today said that the Perry family had leased a hunting camp in West Texas for years, and the name of this camp was written on a stone. Let's call it N-head. N being the N-word, the racial slur. Obviously very controversial. Could this hurt Perry, I should say, down the road? Yes, it sure could, Russ. I mean, he's obviously denying he went to that camp when The Rock had the racial slur, but the Post quotes several people who say he did. And Herman Cain, the only African-American in the Republican field, criticized Perry forcefully today, saying he was insensitive. Now, even if you take Perry at his word, and here's what he said, this is a quote, "The word on a rock was painted over and obscured many years ago." This story comes as he's trying to get his campaign back on track after some really serious stumbles. Remember, Russ, he struggled in those debates. People were asking if he's ready for prime time. His opponents have been slamming him for his positions on things like immigration, Social Security. They've accused him of being part of the good old boy network. So as people are starting to ask, who is Rick Perry? What does he believe? This story comes along and raises questions about his character and his integrity.
Jan Crawford in Washington, thank you.